Hello, friends. Welcome to another chapter. Today, we are also preparing for mock test exam, and this is live session. Okay, and I'm just sharing the live session and how can we solve. Today, I am going to solve one theoretical chapter questions. Okay, and in this case, how can we solve this? It's enterprise risk management chapter, ERM chapter. Okay, this ERM chapter, uh, I want to revise already once I have done, and again I will show you how can we solve this one, and also you will understand the concept. This is more uh, theoretical and more less practical, right? And you have to mock of all these relevant topics and relevant. Mostly here is relevant process and all theoretical uh, concept we need to mock up. We have to remember all for the exam purpose. Okay. And now we have the 11 question only here. This is first MCQs for enterprise risk management chapter, and this is the first question. You can see here there is no any time limit, no time limit, and question number one. And passing mark will be the 70 to 80%, and I will show you how can we solve the equation. Okay, maybe the mistake some of the question, at least we try to score the 80%, right? An example of hazards risks. What is the hazards risk exactly? Hazards means the event, there is a event and which is not a normal situation to the entity. Suppose there will be the unusual event to the entity. In that case, entity have to face the lots of challenges, losses as well. Suppose some of the CEO of the management die. That's one of the example of the hazards risks, which is normally without the scope of the entity, because entity don't know what kinds of event happen at the hard time. That's why this called hazards risks. And how can we solve? This is the one question, right? I will solve all the 11 questions, and at least we need to be at 80% to pass these questions. This is a hazard example. This first option is given the risks of the processing occurring. This cannot be the hazard risk. And second option, the risks of the date of the CEO. Yeah, already I gave the one example. Date of the management level CEO is a hazard risk. And if this is already option, we do not need to go to the other option, right? Because we have to save the time. Now we are coming into the second questions. Second questions, already I told you how can we do it. For the long questions, we don't need to spend the all time reading and understanding all the question. First, we need to go to understand further what is the requirement of the questions, right? In this case, I will go to the at the end of the question. This risk of the product failure is not based perspective of what type of risks to the company. From this question, we what do we understand is the this saying that what types of risks is this failure means Types of risks we have to identify, right? We need to just read now questions. The company has developed a new technologically advanced paper thin solar panel for this residential house uses, right? The company has decided to start selling solar panel worldwide next month. As this technologically innovative product, one risk that the company faces to sell the solar panel is possible to product failure. This is what this question is for the educated. In fact, in this question we can understand that the product company is planning to make a product which can be sold worldwide, right? And which is also chances that the product failure means product we produce but cannot be sold in the market. In this case, what type of risks can be happen, right? Already question has this. Ask this one. Now go to the X. There is a business risk. Business risk means what? Business risk means there is a not achieving the target profit. If we could not achieve the target profit, that's called the business risk. Okay, but this is not a business risk. This is saying that if we could not sell the product, whatever targeted market, and what is that type of risk, and we have to identify the type of the risk and residual risk. This is not a residual risk. Residual risk means those risks which management already applied the risk management techniques for the all transactions, but still the management cannot identify or uh, reduce the risks or eliminate the risks that still remain some part of the risk. That's called the residual risk. This is not a residual risk. In this case, the company is not able to sell the product worldwide. That's why this is not also residual risk. Operational risk. Yeah, this is exactly what the question is asking. Operational risk, there is a product failure is a one type of the operational risk. So we don't need to go to the further option. This is the operational risk. Okay. And we are now next questions. This is the next question is also theoretical. The questions already I told you what how can how should we read. The question says what type of business risk is of the concern to the top shelf. This also asking the type of the risk. What type of risks, right? Also we need to the question now that top shelf is a company is completing an enterprise risk management assessment. This means already identify the risks and now assessing. And this is assessment means assessment is going to be completed and is concerned. Enterprise is concerned about the potential changes in the border economy and risks of the reputation. Border economy means what? Border economics means is indicating the outsider means other countries and risks of the reputation is reputation is this simple meaning everybody can understand. In this case, what type of risk is this, right? Is this strategic risk, operational risk, hazard risk? Hazard is already I defined. Hazard risk is the exceptional condition which is already enterprise has not made any provision for the potential event. And in this case, this is not a that kinds of unusual situation, unusual event. This cannot be hazard risk. This one option already we eliminated. This another four if you go the financial risk. There is no any financial risk. Financial risk means that those risks which the entity is not able to pay the interest, borrowed risks, credit card risks, like that. That's called the financial risk. This is not a case of financial risk, right? Now we remove the two options. These two are not the correct answer. Now we go to the another strategic risk. Strategic risk means what? Strategic risk means the entity's goal, entity make the strategy, and how can we achieve the targeted profit, right? This is also not a strategy risk, and only one we have one option which is called operational risk. Okay, now we are going to the next question. This is question number 4. Out of 11, 4 question we already solved. Our target is to achieve the 80% minimum. We are not sure 100% will be the correct, but at least we need to achieve the 80% correct. Out of 11 means we need to solve 9, at least 9 question correct. In this question number 4, the risks of the competitors introducing a new product with the ability to take away market share is an what is it? Do you understand? Yeah, we definitely we did understand what is the question exactly saying. Risks of the competitor. It means competitor possibly to enter the same product whatever we are selling. Suppose I am selling one. So it's coffee house. There is a coffee house, and I'm selling coffee. But another competitor also set up nearby my locations same coffee house. In this case, the there will be the limited customer, and customer, if there is a two, then customer has a two option, and customer can go to another coffee house same time. This is a question is saying same. The competitor chances to enter into the market, right? Risks of the competitor introducing new product with the ability to take away the share price. Same thing. No, go to the option. This is financial risk? Definitely not. This operational risk? This can be the possible, right? Hazard risk? Definitely not. Already two options we remove from here. And this either this strategic risk, this also can be happen. This operational risk or strategic risk. In this case, what is the most suitable? But this is not exactly the strategic risk as well, and we should go to the operational risk because we don't know both are which one is correct. Both are similar, and most probably this can be operational risk, right? Now we are going to the fifth question. An internal auditor work. Oh, first we need to the go to the requirement of the question, but here is not like that question. This is a short question, and then we have to read all entire question. An internal auditor work would at least likely affect the nature, timing, extent of the independent CPA auditing procedure when the internal auditor work relates to the assertions about the what you understood. No, definitely no. Internal auditor work would at least likely to affect the nature, timing, extent, and of independent CPA auditing procedure when means when there is an internal auditor, when his independency may be affected, right? In this case, which option can be the correct? Internal auditor work related to the assertion about the existing fixed assets and existence of the contingency, valuation of the intangible assets, valuation of related party transactions, and In this case, question is asking the independence of the CPA auditing process. What is the work and its questions is valuation of the related party transaction. Okay, now we are in question number 6. What is the requirement of the questions, right? Which one of the following best categorize the company's primary risks and secondary risks? See, company's primary risks and secondary risks, strategy risks, financial risks, operational risks, financial risks, hardware risks and operation risks, operational risks and hardware risks. German clothing retailer sell its product mainly online to customer worldwide. The company management believe that the primary risks relate to problem with its online website. Online website is the operational risk, right? A secondary risk is action that with volatility. Volatility. It means one option we could find that host primary risk is the operational risk. And second option is exchange rate. Exchange rate means what? Exchange rate is financial risk, right? Now we exactly could find the what is the exact answer. This is strategy risk, no. Hardware risk, no. And operation risk, this is okay. Operation for secondary risk, this hardware risk is not hardware risk. No, this is the best answer, financial risk, right? Now we are in question number 7. Okay, question number 7. And which of the following is an example of strategic risk, right? Example of strategic risk. Uh, Strategic risk is natural disaster. Disaster is already I told you this is a hazard risk, right? Reputation risk. Reputation risk we can consider, we may consider, but exactly not. Taxation risk. Taxation risk is not a strategic risk. In interest rate risk. Interest rate risk already I told you this is financial risk. Taxation risk is not a strategic risk. That's why which is the best option? Now reputation risk is the strategy risk. Let's go. Now we are in question number 8. Which of the following is example of the hazard risk? Hazard risk already I told you there is a natural disaster which is unexpected even happen to the entity is called the hazard risk. Okay, and this is very simple question. I think there is terrorism. There can be credit default. This is financial risk. No, this is eliminated from our option. And then product failure. Product failure is operational risk. This we need to eliminate. Technological failure also operational risk. That's why this is terrorism is a hazard risk. This is natural disaster related to natural disaster. That is fine. Which of the following is example of the operational risk? Now we are in question number 9. Then operational risk. Operational risk means regulatory condition risks or regulatory compliance related, insurable liability risks. This is insurable operational risks, commodity trading risks, business continuity risks. Here are so many confused options, right? And regulatory risks also fall under operational risks, but also called legal risks, but also called main heading is operational risks and insurable liability risks. This is also fall under the operational risk, but not exactly. Now, business continuity risks. Business continuity risk. Business continuity when this can be happen. Business continuity risks Commodity trading risk. Commodity trading risk is not the operation risk. This regulatory insurable and then business continuity. Now let's go. Now we are in question number 10, right? Which of the following is not a classification of risks considered in the current enterprise risk management framework, right? Which of the following is not a classification of risks consideration in the current enterprise risk management framework? It means enterprise risk management framework is there which regulate the process how the enterprise risk can be managed, right? And out given option which is not the core enterprise risk management framework, right? Premises, operational, strategic, financial risk. This is already I told you operational risk is there that should be covered. Financial already I told you then that should be covered. Strategic that should be covered. This premises is not there in option, right? I never talk about the premises risk. That's why this is the option. Now, now we are in question number 11. This is the last question of this part, and we need to solve this one also. The possibility then. What is the requirement of question? This is single question, single line question. We need to read the entire question, right? Mm, the possibility that action could be taken against a company due to its action or inactions or characteristic of the product or service define defines what types of business risks. Honestly, I could not understand this question what he is saying. The possibility, there is chances, is talking about the possibility, and that action could be taken against a company. That action can be taken against a company due to its action or inaction, characteristic of its product or service. Define what type of risks. Operation risk, commerce, compliance risks, action could be taken against the company. What against the company action could be taken? What? This operation risk action cannot be taken. Compliance risk there can be. Legal risk there is also chances. Compliance risks and legal risks. And hazard risks, no. Operational risks and hazard risks both are eliminated. And compliance risks that compliance risks and legal risks both are same, and but we have to critically analyze this question. What types of action can be taken against the company due to its action or inaction? This we should go the legal risks, right? Now we are going to the submit, but we did see what is the result. We did three question mistake, right? Right. We can go detail here, and now we can see here detail, right? Where is the mistake? This first option is the correct, right? This is the reason why this is correct, and second option is also correct. Solar panel operation risk. Third option is the incorrect. What is saying? Strategic risks include internal factors such as reputation, external factors such as risks to the border, economy, or industry. Right? This is mistake. We did three mistake continuously. See, And strategic risks are the risks caused by environment, the company is in such a is economy, market, condition, political, right? Environment, political risks, and action, competitor, uh, change, business regulations. So the risks of the competitor introducing new product, which is ability to take market share away is strategic risk, right? And another one, this this is what about this? An internal auditor work likely to affect that? No. What is saying? This saying that an internal auditor's work may affect the nature, timing, and extent of independent auditor in the making judgment about the extent of the effect of the internal auditor work on the auditor procedure. The auditor consider the ma- materiality of the financial statement amount that is the concern about the balance and classes of the transactions. Risks consisting of inherent risks, control risks, or the material misstatement of the assertions related to those financial statement amounts and the degree of subjectivity involved in the evaluation of the audit evidence gathered in support of the assertion of the responses listed. Fixed asset represent class of asset that transaction that would have the least degree of subjectivity involved in the evaluation audit evidence is calling list, right? That's why where we made mistake. List, okay, there was the mistake and all other are correct, right? This is the legal tricks. Even we made the correct 11 questions and I will come after later. This is this much today and one section is completed now. Thank you.